road accidents tremendously in Delhi. The Central Road Research Institute has estimated that by carrying 22 lakh persons by metro, Delhi Metro has saved at least 200 lives being lost on the roads every year.
That's very heartening.
Yes,
That's really
yes,
very
yes,
heartening. It's
yes.
one of the human stories that come out of something like this. What was a day in your life like when you were working on the metro?
Well, normal thing, I used to get up at 4:30.
4:30? Who gets up at 4:30?
In Delhi, I used to wake up at 4:30. Nowadays, I wake up at 4 o'clock in Kerala.
That's the secret of all efficiency, I tell you.
4:30 I get up, then I do the normal routines and then do some pranayam. Then I read Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, for about 45 minutes.
Every day?
Every day. Religiously, whenever I am at headquarters. Because when I am on tour or traveling, it's not possible.
Yeah.
Then, afterwards, we have I do some yoga.
My God.
You do yoga about 45 minutes, have my breakfast, and leave for the office early. I'm one of the first to reach the office.
Yeah, the reverse clock is running in your head 24/7, I see. But I've also heard that you also never carry files at home and nobody can call you unless it's an emergency, which is like the best way to do things. Is that right? Or is that a rumor?
No, it's true. I don't carry work home if I could manage it. Because I always felt that at home I must have the time privately for myself and my family. Unless there's an emergency, I don't encourage people to contact me also over phone.
Wow. This is nothing short of a perfect life.
But then in the office we are very busy. Everything is done in the office.
Yes.
So 9 to 5:30, we manage to complete all the works within that time.
I was reading about you and it said that you've been transferred about 25 times. And I think the wisdom of the Gita, somewhere you said, had kept you grounded. Is that correct?
Well, to be precise, in my first 15 years of service on the Indian Railways, I got 25 transfers.
How is that possible?
So somehow it happened like that.
Okay.
Some of it is, I would say, planned for my future career, because they wanted me to expose to various aspects of railway working. That is one way. The other was because I was handy available as a bachelor. I can be shunted anywhere. That was another reason, perhaps.
So you saw a lot of the country.
Yes. But that really helped me quite a lot. And it also helped me to evolve a philosophy that one should not take transfers as a punishment.
So you actually converted the punishment into a possibility to understand and explore a little more.
I won't call it a punishment. I would say it's an opportunity given.
What is it about the Gita that inspires you so much that you read the Bhagavatam every single day?
It gives practical tips how to solve the day-to-day problems of life. And that is what is required. In any professional life, there are so many problems coming up, and Gita helps you how to tackle these problems.
That's going to inspire a lot of people out there to go and read the Gita if they haven't, really.
I think it is required.
Do you recall anything offhand that you read in the Gita that you still live with today?
There is one sloga in Gita which is very, very appropriate and necessary for every doer, everybody. Mukta Sango Anahamvadi Dhrityutsaha Samanvitaha Siddhi Asadhyo Nirvikara Sakarta Satvika Uchyade.
So if this was translated from Sanskrit to English, what would it say?
It only means whenever you do a work, you should not be bothered about the fruits of that work. I mean, you should not expect any gain out of the work for yourself. Then you should do it in such a way with full dedication and full enthusiasm. And you should not be dismayed by the good results or the bad results. A man who views his work in that fashion is a virtuous doer. It means that.
And that's what you embodied for yourself as well.
That is what I practice.
Ethics and standing up, like you just